Tea. Okay, good evening, Chantelle and Zoezie. How are you guys this evening?
I'm
Hi,
good.
everybody. We good
Good,
Hi,
today?
good,
everybody.
excellent. So we've just gone live across all of our platforms. So this evening we've got guests, community members, and your fellow cohort members joining us on Facebook Live, on our LinkedIn page, as well as YouTube. And as you all know by now, after this, the recordings are still available on YouTube and on various platforms. So tonight, as you know, my name is Anjani. It's lovely to see you all again and be with you. Tonight, we're having an incredible conversation with two of our founders on our accelerator programs, who I'll introduce in a moment, but really talking about doing good and doing business within the community in which you find yourself. And so I'm incredibly excited. As I said last time, we built such an incredible relationship over the time that we worked together. And I was saying to Chantelle and Zoezie both that, we've developed a strong relationship over the time that they've been on their programs. And so this is really just like having a conversation with friends. So welcome and thank you so much for joining me. Before we kick off, I want to remind everyone who's watching us live that we can see your comments. Zoezie and Chantelle would both love to hear from you and see who's out there. So if you have any questions or comments or greetings, please feel free to pop them into your comments and we'll look out for those as we go ahead through our conversation. But I think let's kick off. And as I said, welcome to you both, Zoezie and Chantelle. Let me start off with some formal introductions before I hand over to you guys. Zoezie is one of our incredible founders, and I have to say, Zoezie, we've developed a very special relationship. It's involved lots of different emotions over the time, but you're the founder of an incredible consulting firm called Zoezie Business Consulting. Where you're offering tailored business solutions designed particularly for SMMEs and entrepreneurs in the townships. And really, as I understand it, your passion is how do I actually just contribute positively to building a successful township economy. And then Chantelle is the co-founder of Millie Distributions. They're the sole importers of a first of its kind environmentally safe sanitary pad called the Glory Pad. It's already in stores across a number of major retailers. We use it at WomHub, and it's also available online. But both of you, most importantly, are such dynamic businesswomen, but you're making a very positive impact within your community. And so tonight, I really want to start thinking about and talking about that behind the scenes kind of insight and inspiration around what drives you and what has brought you here today. So maybe, Zoezie, let's start with you and just share with us a little bit about your journey and what's inspired you to launch and build out your business to what it is today.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Zoezie, as Anjani has introduced you. I'm a township-based entrepreneur from Katlehong. I have to say, when I started my business, I had this great idea of a website where I will feature everybody and everybody can just showcase their products and we'll take it to the world. But as I was going through my journey with WomHub and learning that things are not as just simple, and I needed more assistance with my own business, that's when I realized it's just not my one problem, but everybody else from my community. That's when I had that aha moment that, you know what, I really need to go back to the drawing board. And the drawing board showed me that my biggest challenge and that of others was an ecosystem where I needed other businesses to assist me in this journey to thrive. And that's when I started Zoezie Business Consulting. And our major thing is just we want other entrepreneurs to succeed. And how we do it is we'll go get into detail as you continue.
Awesome. Thank you, Zoezie. And absolutely, I think that was part of that aha moment was really around um, funneling and filtering your focus and going, actually, this
Mm.
is what I want to provide. And it's about empowerment of others to really drive the township economy, right?
Yes,
And
true.
Chantelle, I think you've had a similar journey through your growth experience around really being able to focus around what is the service that I provide and how do I deliver that to my audience. Talk to us about your business and your impact and some of your journey.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Anjani, and I feel so welcome to be here. So basically for us, we started our NPO first about 9 years ago, and our impact is that we focus on ending period poverty. And then we had no clue what we were doing. We just wanted to make sure that girls were menstruating with dignity. And then so girl said, you don't know what I want, you don't know what I need, and for us that really made an impact in how we were going to approach it. And then in 2017 we launched our business initiative with Tanzania entrepreneur who is the designer of the glory pad. Many said to her, why do you want to start another brand? That there's just so many sanitary pads on the market. She says, I want to do something entirely different. I just don't want to do a sanitary pad that is just there for people. I want to be the CEO that can be found in communities. And I want to make sure that women actually have quality sanitary pads that also helps with the challenges that we have, like menstrual cramps and, all of those infections that we deal with, which is why she did the bamboo charcoal embedded into the pad that has such a huge impact. And that what makes us the first of its kind. And I had no clue of how to run the business or do a business because I was just doing NPO. And then 2017 we launched Millie Distributions, and then we brought the sanitary pad into South Africa and into retailers such as Clicks. Then it went online to Take-A-Lot, Mother Nature, and then we launched, and then we had COVID. Can you believe it? Then we had COVID. So we had a new product, amazing. And then we had to channel through all of those channels. But for us, it worked. It was more about the impact that we were going to make as well, not just the sanitary pad. And the difference is not just the fact that it has all of these qualities in it, it's also that we have the program attached to it, to the brand, that allows CEOs to connect with every girl and every woman, everybody in the community on the ground, that you can find us, so that we can have these conversations around period poverty, or rather menstruating with dignity. So it's called Her Period Does Not Measure Her Potential. And that is a program in itself where it educates about reproductive health. And so within COVID, that is what we did. We were found in the communities doing just that. But for me, being part of the Warm Hub program wasn't about the fact that I needed to launch the business. It's the insight that where to from here. Like I've been a social entrepreneur. I started the NPO. I've now started the business. I've done quite a bit in launching the business. I was just looking at my business plan the other day. Everything that I wanted to do with just words and a few numbers, which I didn't understand at that point of time, actually came a reality. And it was there. And now I need to look at expansion and where we're going next. So with being in the Warm Hub program, just expanded our knowledge in really thinking outside of the box. So it's, for me, the program was so vitally important, and the journey, and also the network of great other women that had challenges, but also that could impart their experiences with what was I was challenged with in my business, fighting COVID and being in a position where it was really tough. So the program just literally educated me on various levels. So I'm very grateful for that experience, and I'll elaborate further as we go, as you ask more questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I always say to the audience that we don't tell you what to say about Warm Up. So it's wonderful to hear the impact that the program has had on you, Chantelle. I see
No,
Zozie's
really
dropped
it
off, and I suspect that's part of the crazy dark times we find ourselves in at the moment. So
Yes.
while we're waiting for her to reconnect, I just want to let you know what's coming through on the various comments. So Zoe says, beautiful ladies at 7:01, which is awesome. Koeba, also one of our fellow entrepreneurs on our cohort, says, hello, Zoezie and Chantelle. So good to see you collaborating up a storm. Yolanda says, you're so inspiring, ladies. Thank you so much for making a difference in our communities. And Nonjabula has shared a beautiful heart icon. So that is awesome.
Oh, that is sweet.
And I see Zoezie is back in the room, so we're just waiting for her to come back into her connection. So we will be back with her shortly. But Chantelle, while we're waiting for her, I think, you know, you speak about the strong community aspect of your business as well as obviously the commercial aspect of it. But making a difference and doing impact work in that way can be really, really challenging, especially once you're getting started and you have this kind of greater cause that you're trying to deliver on. What is some of the advice you would share around some of those challenges, particularly in the early days, as you try and kind of encourage and take other entrepreneurs on the journey with you?
Yes, no, I'm going to be brutally honest. It's very challenging. Let me just say that when they paint this beautiful picture of how you can be this amazing CEO, I'm not going to tell anybody that story, and I'm not telling my generation that. So really, it is very challenging, especially if you are a startup. The journey can be very lonely. Because most of the things has to come from yourself, right? You're the leader, you're the CEO, you're the admin person, you're the receptionist, you are the community worker, you're the project manager, you all of that. You're coordinating everything literally by yourself, because firstly you're a startup, so you don't have all of these big staffs and, you know, these big budgets where you can just, you know, you do social media, you do admin, you do receptionist, you know, and when you get up from your seat, you get a laptop, you know, you don't have that. You literally just have to just get through the space. And I think it's very important that you align yourself with people outside of your scope that can actually view your space from in the inside, that can see where you're at. And sometimes it's not what you want to hear immediately. So for us, being part of in terms of being part of the Warm Hub, it has literally have opened gaps where it was like so wide open. It's like with where I was and where I needed to be, or what I should have been doing, was the gap was so huge because I've just been doing it solely, literally by myself. You know, I've had various other inputs and amazing people that have supported me, but literally having an incubator program where you have people that that has got the all the information, or not really all the information, but they have the inputs that you can literally build the puzzle. You know, you don't have that huge gap. You can actually build the puzzle piece by piece, and it doesn't happen immediately. And what I love about the program is that it didn't happen where you just downloaded everything immediately. It was taken in stages. And then once you were done, you could recollect and you can connect the dots. While in the beginning, I thought, oh my word, I don't want to do this. You know, this is too many dots already
Can
doing
share
it.
that experience.
It was just so much for me at that point of time. But really what it has done for me was to think out of the box. It literally challenged me to apply myself to be present, because I knew even though I was ahead of many entrepreneurs that was in my space starting out, I was already doing most of the things already. I just needed that input to apply myself into the program too, because sometimes you think this is not for me. I've already done that. I've already done this. I'm already doing that. And then you think this is literally just going to be another program that you're just going to be part of. But actually, programs like this is vitally important for communities, for startup entrepreneurs like ours, because it really opened the gap that filled that open piece of puzzles that was missing on my board. I could literally fit it in one by one, piece by piece over time. And I don't have the whole picture yet, but I can clearly make out what it looks like from now going forward.
Cool. Thank you, Chantelle. Zoezie, I wanted to kind of build on what Chantelle's talking about and say that, you know, in your business, and I know consciously so, you're in the heart of the community that you are trying to affect change in. Talk to us around the clarity of your why. And I remember as part of your aha moment that you mentioned earlier, you became very crystal clear that you wanted to be this connector, but you wanted to stay in your community to affect that change. Talk to us around the clarity that you've got around your why for your business, and how that plays out into the work you do in the community.
Anjani, it's I think with the program, every time, especially we connect. I remember even now with the pitch off event that we had, it also became aha just from other ladies. So I think from one, just to agree with what Chantelle was saying, find your people. So I think I did find my people, my tribe. And for my tribe, I have cousins now, I have sisters, I have parents, everybody has their own significant role in my life. And to translate and take that into the community, it's very important. A lot of us in the township, even now, the township bill has been signed on. We are all excited, we're wanting opportunities, but it's still a very unsafe space where you don't know who to trust and when. And I think a lot of times other businesses are allowed to have stages, but in the township you just need to be this business that happens, and it's miraculous that you just be a big thing the next day. Whereas other now with us, we're trying to create that community that we allow you to make those mistakes. Like Chantelle said, you're wearing a hat. You are a CEO, you are a social media specialist, you are this, you are this, you are this. With our ecosystem that I have created, is because I went through those pain points and I felt I need this. And sometimes I don't need so much, but I just need a pinch of it. So with this ecosystem that we're creating with the business consulting, we have legal attorneys, but you don't need them to take you to court, but you need that legal advice. So they bring that pinch of it. We have a CA. You don't need the full chartered accountant when you're a startup, but you need that accounting, that basic design of how to go. And through that, I have to say, we have now launched fully digital. And it just came in good time now, because petrol is going up, load shedding, I know, but at least now the person has their own time to plan and to answer what they definitely need from us, and we can give it back to them at the time that we also can reach back.
That's fantastic. And are you starting to see the positive impact on your community? Are they starting to come on the journey with you and understand that this is around us in the community building ourselves up within the townships?
Yes, definitely, definitely. I have so many examples that I can go through, but I do share them on my page as well, on my Facebook page, Zoezie Business Consulting. The journeys that our clients that are in the township are going through, and how their businesses are thriving just because of being in a safe ecosystem where everything is guaranteed. You don't want to be spending money and not seeing returns. So people know that if I come here, I'll get this and I'll get what I'm paying for. So we definitely starting to see results, and we're sharing them. And they are also sharing to their databases, and we're getting a lot of referrals just because of that.
Oh, that's fantastic to hear. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
And Chantelle, what about the why? Talk to me around, so you wake up in the morning. I know this has been a passion project for you. You started off, like you said, as an NPO. But how does your why drive you? And how did you get clarity on your why as you started building your business?
Okay, so for me, first and foremost, my daughters, I've got 3 of them. So that's definitely one of my whys, the biggest whys, to make sure that they have all the education around sexual reproductive health, and that they menstruate with dignity and also with quality sanitary pads. And I must say, I am the mom, and I'm not even just saying it because I'm the one distributing the first of its kind sanitary pad in South Africa. I don't buy Panados. I don't buy no pain medication. My children don't have any cramps, which is something because they're just babies, So obviously I don't want them to still the pain and the cramps that we have when we menstruate. So I'm very happy with that. They are normal. They are up. They are active. There's no cramps. They feel a bit tired. They want to feel sleepy and stuff like that, but that's fine as long as they don't have any cramps. So that's my first thing. So yes, the glory pads is for them. The other part is, for most of my life, I menstruated in my youth because I grew up in a very disadvantaged community. So I grew up as a young person, uneducated about my sexual reproductive health. And I menstruated as a young person most of my youth without proper sanitary pads, and alternatives. I used toilet paper because I didn't have. Obviously, sometimes I would have a pack, but then not for my full period. And then that was the alternatives that many women still uses today. In today within 2022, and I don't know until how long we're still going to have it, but others menstruated with newspaper, and still they do, and use baby socks to as tampons, and the impact it had on me, because I never spoke about it. I wouldn't even tell my mom I was running out of pads because I knew she didn't have, and I also had a stepmom, and we didn't have a relationship at all. So my why is that nobody talks about it, and it's such a big stigma that it belongs to you. And so many women and young girls bleed in isolation, that they don't go to work, they don't go to school, they don't participate. Doesn't matter what exciting thing happens in their lives, what they're passionate about, instant sports or activities, they don't participate because they feel they can't. And then many believe that if they drink milk, they're going to die because they're going to bleed to death and die. So there's a lot of myths and stigmas, also different other cultures, they're going to be bewitched if they put their sanitary pad in a bin or whatever, so they are so afraid of doing those kind of things. And so for me, my why is to make sure that girls, and there's so many, 7 million currently in South Africa and 500 million across the globe, if not more. There's so much around menstruation challenges that girls don't have. And also those 7 million and girls never get a chance to choose. So as leaders in the communities, as an NPO leader and as a social entrepreneur, they never get to choose. They never get to go into a shopping mall and choose a brand. And even if they do, they cannot afford, even if they have sensitive skin, they cannot choose. They must just be with that. And if they only have one pack, they will have to have it on one pad for one whole day. Doesn't matter if it makes them feel uncomfortable. Some of them use one pad for 3 days because they don't have alternatives. And, they'll just add on toilet paper the whole time so that it doesn't, affect them, because they have to be at school. So those have a lot of challenges. And also I'm a cervical cancer survivor. So having that process, chemo is real and radiation is real. So girls don't understand what it is and what that is around in terms of their sexual reproductive health. So for me, that is my why. And yes, to date, we have given 10,000 girls sanitary pads. Our program is in schools and communities, and it's something that wakes me up every single day. I get tired, but I do it
keeps you going. Awesome, thank you. Zoezie, I want to just share some of the comments with you because we had shared last time when you just dropped off. So I love Yolanda. It says it's hectic. She's in darkness as we speak. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's tricky times, but delighted you could still connect. Elizabeth, one of our greatest fans, says kudos, Chantelle. Tsepo, hey Tsepo, good to see you online today. Says wow, Chantelle. And Zoezie, she also says, wow, WomHub has definitely created a space to be able to find a tribe. And then Naomi has shared, so inspiring, Chantelle and Zoezie. Congrats on the amazing and truly significant things you're both doing. And thank you for sharing such wise and real insights. And then Sepono Kukle has given you all some love. So lots of hearts coming through and lots of likes as well on this live stream. So thought you'd love to just hear about that. You both have been on different programs with WomHub. Zoezie, you're on the Economic Growth Accelerator, where we've really spoken about the challenge of job creation in South Africa and the responsibility that we have as female-led entrepreneurs to really create sustainable change in the economy and not kind of sit back to wait for things to happen to us. And I know through that you've developed some amazing relationships and had some special times. But are there any kind of highlights or key takeaways or aha moments that you feel you want to share or just kind of shout out to tonight?
I think with the WomHub family, the EGA that I'm part of, What is really thriving now, before even job creation, the collaboration that we are having. You know, when we did the pitch off event, it was other people pitching there, but the aha moments were on the chairs. I hope somebody's got that recording, because everybody after that, it was not even about I didn't win or anything. It was about, you know what, I want to collaborate with you. It
Yes.
was amazing. So I think it's been there is time where it's coming. We are coming for the economy. We are coming for job creation, but we are still here. We're still here within this cohort, and it's amazing stuff. We are chatting, we are collaborating, and we are creating amazing things. And I think the impact is going to be more than what it would have been if I was alone in the township and doing this. I was going to create maybe 1 or 2 jobs, but now because I'm collaborating with my sisters and we are growing bigger things. So thanks to this, like the tribe Tepo has said, this is bigger, and Warm Hub has created a tribe that is not just supporting me as a woman, as my business, but it's supporting the economy. And because these foundation relationships are starting, they're going to last forever, even after we graduate, even after we have this. And that's where the jobs are coming from.
Absolutely, 100% echo that. We always say we're just a platform. You guys are the amazing change makers, right? Chantelle, you've been on our circular economy incubator, which is really about eco entrepreneurs, right?
Yes.
And how we kind of drive a more green economy. Any kind of particular highlights or key takeaways, just in a minute or so, as we kind of round off this conversation?
Yes, I've got a lot to say about the aha
You're
moments.
gonna have
I've
to
got a
pick
lot
one.
of them. Okay, maybe I can pick two. So
Okay.
definitely about time was an amazing story with Kalinda, where she spoke about the time, and it fell in precise moment into what you're doing. So I'm constantly adding that value to what I'm doing. And also how to the brand, your business, how to look at it from a different perspective, and how you can add value to that. And also the challenge about what you can do with what you have, so what do you have right now, and how do you think you can multiply in that space? So in from a company perspective, we were quite tight in terms of, can we hire, can we get more people in? But then from the organization side, we had now more volunteers coming on board, saying, we can help in this way, which expands literally what we're doing in both sectors of our reach. So it is really impact our thinking around that, and the structures that we want to put in place. So and also the impact that we want to make on the environment more intentionally, who we use. So for me, that has really been a key takeoff. And as well as Zoezie has said there, we have so many people that is connected. I think that is the biggest one for me, the people that I've connected with, and also the people I've met in the accelerator
Okay,
program
that's
has
more
been
than two
amazing.
now. So yeah.
Yes.
No, that's great. So quickly as we round off, I told you, ladies, when we were preparing, that the time absolutely flies. I can't believe we're at the end of this crazy conversation already. But very, very quickly, Chantelle, where can people find you if they want to know more about the work that you're doing? Where can they reach you?
Well, they can reach us on our website at www.millie.co.za, or they can say Chantelle at millie.co.za if they want to find out more. And even if they go to our page, they can click on New Heritage and they can find us there, because both are interlinked, and we would like to hear from people to come on board to our
Awesome.
business.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chantelle. Zoezie, on your side, how do people get to know more about you and what you're doing? And what is the current focus?
I think for now, we can be reached via our Facebook page, Zoezie Business Consulting. That's where we share more of our details and what we are on. And even our digital login page, the link is on that Facebook page. And the next focus, like I said, we are moving digital. Yes, load shedding is hampering that, but I think it's going to make us reach more communities, because we also don't just want to make change in Katlehong, but we want to be found in Khayelitsha. We want to be found in, anywhere where there is a Black township, and we want people to thrive. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Very quickly, Shamira has said, fabulous. Washable sanitary towels could create job creation and sustainable for women in developing communities. And Tadeka says, you ladies are amazing and I absolutely love the work you do. I am fingering over here. So ladies, that's the end of our time. Thank you to all of you who are watching. As we said, this conversation is available afterwards. And of course, if you want to know more about us, you can reach us and find out more about the work that we do at WomHub to kind of really transform the space for women and girls within STEM on our continent. You can find out more on www.womhub.com. And we look forward to opening applications shortly for our next cohort of the Economic Growth Accelerator. So watch our social media for more announcements around that. But that takes us to the end of our amazing conversation. My huge thanks to my guests tonight, Chantelle and Zoezie. Onward and upward from here. You know that we are amongst your biggest fans, and we wish you every success as your businesses continue to grow and thrive as you shine as change makers in the South African economy. So thank you to you both for being with us this evening.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
It, right? We feel like stars.
Exactly, absolutely. I was about to say, Tandeka says she was saying fangirling. Autocorrect never loves us. Thanks, everyone. Speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.